Okay, what's up everyone? So basically this video is about the Uncharted 4 tournament, the $500 tournament that's being hosted by Barry, Pumas, and I. Basically we're going for like a COD style, World Cup style tournament, you know what I mean? Like it's gonna be like a world championship. It's gonna be 4v4 group stage style tournament, alright? So basically kind of like soccer, right? Where like the best two teams from every round basically moves on, right? So it gives a lot of people chances to like actually make it into the knockout round, right? Even though like if good teams end up playing, it even gives people, you know, the casual players, like, you know, some like a chance to actually like, you know, make it and compete. So basically, yeah, so it's starting April 10th. Let me see, yeah, so April 10th and ending May 3rd. So 16 teams will be divided into 4 groups of 4 teams each. In the group stage, all teams must face each other once in a best of 3 format. The top 2 teams with the most wins of each group will advance to the quarterfinals. The bracket will be seeded based on placement in groups. So the modes in this tournament is going to be King of the Hill, Plunder, Command, and Bounty Hunter. We're gonna consider expanding the tourney to more teams if we receive a lot of requests, but for now it will be a 16-team tournament. So if you got any questions, you know, just message me privately, message Prumis privately, and Barry, right, for any like specifics and any like information that you want. I think as of now, like we announced this thing today, but as of now, like the only team that signed up is Antonio. Let me bring it up. So it's Antonio. So the team's called SL, so Saudi Legends. It's gonna be Antonio, Impossible, DeRossi, and SHNB. So that's like the only team that pretty much said like, hey, you know, we want to play in this. You know, it was only the first day, so it's gonna be a lot more chances for people to play. But and I'm gonna post a link for the rule sets and all that. It's gonna be, of course, like competitive rule sets, not like any casual stuff. I remember in the Reddit tournament, a lot of people that entered the tournament thought it would be like casual stuff, like pub settings, like, you know, downstay and all that shit. But that's not the case. It'll be competitive settings for this tournament. The interesting thing about this tournament, we're including Bounty Hunter. I know the Arab tournament included that in their tournament, and I feel like it could work well better than TDM. You know, because end of the day it will be camping, but at least people, there's at least like an OBJ aspect to it, so people actually, they would actually have to go for tags to win the match, right? So this is a different tournament, right? So it's not like the other tournaments on Uncharted where they're either fake or free, right? Because there's an Arab tournament that was fake. You know, they just wanted people to compete. But like the whole logic of, you know, saying that, you know, there's a prize to a tournament and the prize is not really actually true. It's like there's no point competing in that, right? It's like, you know, moving backwards basically. And the Reddit tournament, I think the biggest tournament Uncharted 4 I've seen, like Uncharted 4 community has seen in a while, was the Reddit tournament, and that was pretty hyped, that tournament, despite it being free, because a lot of people were actually joining the tournament. But then again, we're gonna look at the past tournament and see where we can improve on. So like there's no bullshitting. It's $500, you know. I'm putting something, I'm putting like you know, 100 Barry, Pumas, so it's like, you know, there's not like these foreign kids where, you know, they don't have any money and they just want to hustle people, right? It's not like that. So in terms of cheaters, like definitely no alt accounts, right? Because we saw the Reddit tournament, you know, people, even the Arab tournament, people just using alt accounts and, you know, pretending to, you know, like making their friends play on their accounts to make it look like, you know, they're actually doing good, but in reality they're not really that good, right? They're like shit players. You know, we saw the result in the Arab tournament. That stuff was going on. That's not going to happen in this one. We saw the Reddit tournament. basically one of the rounds, a group of players, they got they lost to guys using like their friends accounts, right? So they paid their friend to play on these two accounts, right? And those two players, they're shitters, but they had better players playing on their account, right? So none of that stuff is gonna happen in this one. It's gonna be mic checks. There's not gonna be alt accounts allowed, right? We don't want people crying and it's none of that shit. Just straightforward tournament, because you don't see it. You don't see in other communities like that, right? Like it's really like Uncharted, where you see people use fake accounts and not fake accounts, but alt accounts, and have people playing on their main accounts, right? Because they're not that good, so they want their friends to make them look better and stuff like that. It only really happens in this community, right? So it's a bunch of freaks that play in this community, so it's not a surprise. So yeah, $500. I'm gonna link the Facebook post, the Reddit post, and the trailer from Barry Haynes that he made up. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just I guess if anyone has any questions, just message me. I'm gonna be responding to people's messages and their requests to join the tournament and stuff like that. So if this goes well, we can do it a lot more, right? It's like money's not an issue for us. It's just community participation, right? Just need people to actually play and compete, play fairly, right? And just bring that feeling back from the Uncharted 2 3 days with the big two crew. Despite Triple and them chasing those guys out of the community, their fanboys and stuff like that, like their whole aspect and like their whole purpose was actually really good for the community, despite Naughty Dog not helping, right? So like we've trying to bring that feel back, and definitely like if Pumas and Barry if they're busy, I don't mind doing my own, right? I could go 5, I can go 8 bills. I don't really care. It's not an issue. It's just like I said, community participation. That's it.